All right, last thing I want to talk about before we get back into our Terraria gaming. Sweat actually playing a good game? Yes, but after we talk about a bad game. Hold on.
This was shot in front of a live studio audience at twitch.tv/Sweatcicle.
Okay, guys, we've talked about this a few times. This has been going on for over a year. I want to say closer to two. I don't remember for sure. The lawsuit where the author accused Bungie of copying elements from his work for Destiny 2's Red War and Curse of Osiris campaign, as well as Grimoire anthology books, has ended in a full settlement. So if you're not caught up on the lore, basically this guy, something Martineau, I forget his first name, alleged that Bungie stole from his book. And if you looked over like the claims initially, it was clearly a bunch of bogus. But it has gotten to the point where they settled with the guy. And it could be for one of two reasons. First of which is that previously in this court case, Bungie was having trouble refuting claims because Red War was removed from the game and they had no way to prove to the court that they couldn't present them the Red War. Like they weren't allowed to just like use YouTube videos as evidence, as far as I understand. The second of which possibility is that a lot of times these big companies, it's just easier for them to settle rather than to just keep paying legal fees. Just pay the guy, tell him to shut up and go on his merry way. I'm assuming it may be a combination of both. So, I don't know if they're going to say in this article. Matthew Martineau, that's his name. Bungie is fully settled with Destiny 2 Red War copyright lawsuit with writer Matthew Martineau, ending a year-long legal fight. The copyright lawsuit against Bungie over Destiny 2's Red War campaign has finally come to an end. The case was first filed in October 2024 by sci-fi writer Matthew Kelsey Martineau, who claimed that Bungie copied major parts of his 2013-2014 online stories. I tried to find these stories, but I think they removed them from the internet, like during the legal process. I wonder if those will get like re-put back up just so we can like kind of look through and see if it's, at least somewhat similar, because they gave us like little excerpts in the previous court documents, but yeah. He argued that Destiny 2's Red Legion faction, the Red War plot, and several story elements were taken from his work. Once the case survived Bungie's attempt to get it dismissed, it moved to a long discovery process that pulled old campaigns, lore, and even YouTube videos into discussion. So maybe they did use YouTube videos, but I thought a lot of that wasn't allowed to be used because it wasn't like proper evidence, I guess. I could just be speaking up my ass. I don't know. As the case went on, Martineau kept expanding his claims. He first added the Curse of Osiris campaign, saying that it overlapped with his original writing. Then, earlier this month, his legal team tried to add the Destiny Grimoire anthology books, saying they recently discovered them and believed they shared even more story beats with his ideas. The addition came on top of the narrative claims that already targeting the Red Legion, story themes, and world-building elements of Destiny 2. Now it appears that the entire fight is over. A new filing shows that the lawsuit has been settled in full. All claims are done, and the case will not go to trial. According to a minute story obtained by the Game Post, a settlement conference was held on November 12th, 2025, in front of Magistrate Judge North. It says that talks were successful and that they resulted in full settlement of all claims. A settlement conference was conducted on this date before the undersigned magistrate judge. Negotiations were successful and resulted in settlement of all claims. The court thanks Consul and the parties for their efforts in bringing this matter to an amicable resolution. A new court filing has now made the settlement official. Judge Susie Morgan has issued an order confirming that all parties have firmly agreed upon a compromise in this case. The court has dismissed the lawsuit in its entirety without costs. The judge has given a 60-day window for either side to reopen the case if the settlement falls apart. The order states that the court is keeping jurisdiction during the 60-day period so it can enforce settlement if needed. Okay. Are we just gonna keep saying the same thing over and over again? Yeah, basically. Yeah, so basically, again, if you missed it, this guy just like, I don't even know how to word this. It seemed like a very silly lawsuit. Also, another lawsuit we have not seen an update on in a while, the Chris Barrett lawsuit. That's, bro, when is that happening? Because he's trying to yeah, he's trying to sue Bungie for like over $50 million. He wanted money. Okay. So yeah, back to this one before we talk about the Chris Barrett one. What do you guys think? Do you guys think this was like, cuz I know it actually is like some sort of a business that people literally just like sue for anything in order to just get settlement money, even if their claims are bullshit. Do you think it's one of those, or do you guys think this guy was being for real? I think it was a huge waste of time and money. Not for the lawyers. The lawyers do not care because they're going to get paid. Old Bungie would never do this. I just find it kind of ironic that like this guy, it is funny because this guy started suing Bungie over this before the whole marathon incident happened with the art theft. So then, I guess to the public perception, this whole case probably became a lot more plausible. Not that that should be like taken into consideration in a case like this, but in the public view, whatever. That's probably why they closed it, because of the art. I don't think so. They would have they would have said that because they settled. They didn't dismiss. I don't know what the settlement was. I wish we would know because I think it would make this a little bit more interesting, and maybe we could put like a bit more plausibility to what actually happened alongside this. But yeah, the one that I'm more interested in is the Chris Barrett one because of the whole wrongful termination and the yeah, he was reportedly fired from Bungie after at least 8 female employees came forward and reported that Barrett had made them uncomfortable, behaved inappropriately towards. Is it gonna? If I click on this, is it gonna show the text messages? Oh man, defendants were to pay Barrett 36 million in 2022. Dude, imagine getting paid 36 million in a year. This just makes me sick, bro. This literally makes me sick. And that's part of the Sony payout money. That's not just like a normal salary, obviously. That's the you guys remember the like the 1 billion in employee retention that they promised? Yeah. That's what all the big shots of Bungie, they're getting paid big bucks if they've been there a long time. Um yeah, he was supposed to get paid 45 million from 2024 to 2026. But obviously they tried to get rid of him so they wouldn't have to pay that. Um He's seeking not less than 200 million in damages. Bro, this is crazy. Imagine he wins this. Imagine he wins this. Do you know how detrimental this would be to the company at this point? $200 million payout. I think that legit, if Chris Barrett wins this lawsuit, I almost think Bungie would go bankrupt. I think it's over. And I'm not even joking. Maybe they could do like some sort of payout plan where they do it over a few years and it's less damaging, but like still. Dude, where are the oh, they have the entire thing here. Where I want to find the text messages. Is this his side of the thing? Oh, jeez. People really be using tweets in evidence in court now? That's crazy. The text, they were horrid. Yeah, it's like I'm trying to find it just because like a few of them are like really cringy, and I think you guys would get a good laugh out of them. Let me hold on. I'm gonna see if I can find these real quick. Ah, well, this is not hard to find. Disturbing text messages shared in Bungie's response to former executive's $200 million wrongful termination defamation suit. Barrett asked victim one to play Truth or Dare. Again, let me say allegedly. Over text message and inquired, "What do you think is your best and worst feature physically?" He later told her in a text message that she was hot. Despite victim's one explicit request in writing for Barrett to recognize boundaries, he called her late at night while drunk after keeping her on FaceTime call for hours, moved down a dark hallway to his bedroom and suggestively told her, "I can't believe I'm lying in bed talking to blank." She abruptly hung up. Barrett sent victim 2 Instagram direct messaging stating, "You are the holy grail. I hope you find a person worthy of your attention." And qualified it with, "I'm not hitting on you. I hope it doesn't feel like that. I'm married, but I can be honest. You are the 0.0000001 and better be treated like that forever." When victim 2 responded that her boyfriend treats her very well, Barrett responded, "He better, 'cause I would hit on you if he wasn't." Barrett also sent victim 2 an Instagram direct message asking, "You want to be worshipped, I think? Why are you against that actually happening?" And a few days later messaged victim 2, "What are the steps that one would have to take to date you? What's the strategy guide?" And then they said that they're disingenuously picking or cherry picking text messages. That's some Twitch chat riz, bro. Okay. All right. All right. Anyways, I hope we get an update at that at some point because we have not had an update on this since like February. So it's been like 9 months. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Chat, I have Riz, bro. Shut up. Dude, I got game, bruh. Sometimes video games don't count, little bro. You know, I'll let it slide. Sure, man. Say whatever you want. Well, that's a great place to cut the video. YouTube, if you enjoy these reactions, make sure to subscribe and come check us out on Twitch. Biggest forehead on the website. Thanks. All right. Great reaction. Fantastic.